Alright, I'm here with a brand new pickup video going over some of the stuff that I have picked up. It's more of a sporadic time, but a time period, because there's some stuff here from June that I just completely forgot from my last pickup video, as well as some other pickups, a few miscellaneous garage sale pickups, just one set actually, a bunch of exchange pickups, and Amazon Prime Day pickups, which I'll go into. As well as a few flea market pickups. So I'll go into the pickups that I forgot about that were from June. And if I've shown this stuff off, I don't think I have, but I don't know. If I showed this stuff off, sorry, I should have watched the old video beforehand. It slipped my mind. But at one exchange, I picked up a Dreamcast game that I didn't have. Virtua Athlete 2000 for only $3. Not bad. It had the little old postcard in here too, which was pretty neat. It looks like this has never been played. The disc is like perfect. As well, then I picked up some box 64 games. These are all $10 or under. This one was 10. Nightmare Creatures Complete. This one I think was like $2.50 or something, dirt cheap. NBA Live 99. Wouldn't have paid too much for that one if it weren't cheap. This one was a really good find. This was only $8. They really messed up on pricing this one, and I got a pretty sweet find here. Battlezone Rise of the Black Dogs, complete in box, only $8. Real nice shape too. That was they priced it way under what it usually goes for, so that was good. And then of course, who wouldn't want a good old Wheel of Fortune complete in box? That was only I think $5, something like that. Real cheap, real cheap. But yeah, if I showed those already, I don't think I have because they were in my pile of stuff that I have not yet shown. So I think those are recent. Some decent finds then. These are some flea market finds, which actually I did not get. My dad picked up. My parents went up to a flea market that's about an hour away. I've been there. I don't really like the flea market. There's one that's about 20 minutes away from me that if I go, I'll go to that one. This one's about an hour away. It's a lot of resellers. It's I don't know. I don't really care for it. They went out to it one day. My dad was on the lookout for games, and he found this stack of 64 games I didn't have. He has my inventory on his phone, like on a Google Doc, so he can open it up, see what I don't have, and he kind of knows what I'm looking for. I got these. They had prices on them, but I got them all for 10. Fighter Destiny 2, whatever, which is not one I see too commonly. Xena Warrior Princess, real happy to get that one. And Bass Hunter 64. Which he had for $5 and $2.50, and I got them all for 10. So I got the Bass Hunter free, I guess. Not bad. He also found this stack of disc-only Dreamcast games. They're pretty scratched up, and you can't do a lot to resurface these because the data layer on these discs are usually not as deep, for lack of a better word. So you can really mess up a disc if you go too deep. But they were $2 each, so it's worth a try with them. Slave Zero. Crazy Taxi, Bust a Move 4, MDK 2, and this one a little bit of a mess up, but no big deal. It's still a fine find. Just disc 1 of Alone in the Dark. I don't think he realized that there's 2 discs, but you know, oh well. Still $2 or $10 for that whole stack, and $10 for the 64 games. Not bad at all. I'll go into Prime Day stuff. I'll go into new releases and then kind of ease into Prime Day because they're kind of one and the same. For new releases, I picked up Splatoon 2, which I've been really enjoying. I've been playing it a lot since it came out, having a lot of fun with it. I really liked the first Splatoon. This is a lot more of the same, but just to have it on the Switch, have it portably if I wanted to, have it on an easier to use system, not have to use the gamepad, is great with me. So really enjoying that. A newer release, but this is a bit of an older game, but I got it on sale at GameStop, brand new. It was $35. I had some trade credit. I went into the GameStop because I wanted to pick up the Twilight Princess Link amiibo. And then I saw this was on sale for $35, and I figured, I have the night free. I guess I'll check it out. So I played it a good portion of it, probably quarter way through, and I'll come back to finish it later. I've just been kind of busy, but it was Resident Evil 7, which was pretty cool from what I played of it. I'm usually not too spooked by horror games. I don't know, they've never really gotten to me, but this one has a really tense atmosphere. It's pretty creepy, so cool. I'll get back into that soon, but I enjoyed what I played of it. Pretty solid overall. And then newer releases that I got for unbelievable prices. Amazon had their Prime Day, and all the games that they had discounted, they started at like 6 p.m. the day before. And all the games that they had discounted, for some reason there was a glitch that just made them keep getting discounted. So I got these games for ridiculously cheap for some reason, as well as games that aren't out yet, like the Miitopia and the Pikmin 3DS game. I got those on pre-order for only $6 each, and Amazon's still honoring them. So I feel kind of bad, but I mean, Amazon's a mega corporation. I'm sure they'll do just fine if they made a little mistake on pricing their games. But I got ridiculous prices on these. So I'll go through what I picked up from this. For, I think, $12, I got the new 3DS game Ever Oasis. This was done by Grezzo, which they are the team that did the N64 Zelda game remasters on 3DS. And the one guy from there is the creator of the Mana series. So I've yet to try this out. I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard it's decent. I went to look up gameplay of it on YouTube, and I found someone's live stream. And I was just like, I'll check this out. Let's see what the game looks like, and I'll pick it up. This was before I got it for dirt cheap. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, there's no gameplay in this. I skimmed through the first hour of gameplay. I'm like, I've not seen any gameplay. It's just all talking. So I'm not too hopeful, but I'll check it out. This was, I think, as well, $12 RPG Maker Fest, which I will play around with. Looks fun. I'll play around with that. NIS, good on them for localizing that for over here. I also got this one for $10, Mario Maker 3DS, which I'll probably just leave this sealed, but I wanted to have it in the collection for my 3DS collection because I'll probably just leave it sealed because I have the Wii U Mario Maker if I want to play Mario Maker, because that's kind of a toned down gimped version of it, so it's okay. As well as PS4 games here. I got Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 Remix, the one with, this has pretty much every Kingdom Hearts game on it except the 3DS game, which brings me into, I also got 2.8, which had just released earlier this year with, what do they call that crap? 2.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. Yeah, I don't know. The names are so stupid. 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. But this has the 3DS game on it. So for $12 each, not even $25, I got the whole Kingdom Hearts series now on PS4. I've been kind of playing through the first Kingdom Hearts game again. It's been a while since I played the first one, and I never played through the whole thing. And man, that game has not aged well at all, unfortunately. But something's keeping me coming back. As well as older games that I'm playing again. For only $6, I got the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Brand new, sold by Amazon themselves. They just messed up with their discount. And I got this for $6 like a week and a half after it came out. It was ridiculous. So, yeah, I played through this. I played through like half of probably 3/4 of the first Crash game. And then was like, ugh, this game. Played through the whole second game. And then took a break. I'll probably jump in the third game, because I remember the third game being my favorite of them. The second one's pretty fun. I remember the third game being my favorite, but the first game I don't think holds up very well. But the remake that they did there is real good. If you're a Crash fan, or just an old platformer fan in general, I'd say pick that up. It's only $40. You'll probably not get the same $6 deal I got, but it's only $40, so I recommend it. It's good on Activision. They did a really good job with that. Vicarious Visions team working on that. I guess I will move into yesterday, Saturday the 22nd, which I picked up. First of all, it was the day of the CCAG convention. This is my third time going. First time I went in 2014, and I had to miss 2015, but I've been, last year and this year I went, and it's a pretty solid convention. This year I didn't pick up a whole lot, because it seemed like I was seeing the same people over and over again that had been there before, and just people that I see in the, there's a bunch of local, retro just selling conventions around here, and I see the same people in the same stock a lot, unfortunately. But I went there that day. Before I jump into my two minor finds there, I'll go into the real finds of that day, which were a garage sale that I stopped at 8 o'clock the morning of before heading up to Cleveland. And it said on Craigslist vintage Nintendo games, and then in parentheses it said collector prices. And I went to it kind of out of morbid curiosity. I was like, what is collector prices? I mean, is he going to still hit me up with a good deal on this stuff? What's he have? And he had a bunch of NES, 64, just good Super Nintendo. He had a bunch of stuff, and he knew what he had. And I wasn't going to just pick up his Conker and be like, how much do you want for your Conker? Because I think I knew what was going to happen. But what struck my eye is when I was talking to the guy, he had a bunch of NES game. Pretty much all his NES set was in the box, like perfect, like mint. So I was kind of going through him, and there was some that he wanted to keep, and he didn't have everything. He wasn't quite prepared, I don't think. I mean, I stopped there probably 10 minutes early, but he wasn't quite prepared because he took me down to his basement. He had a little gaming section of his basement, and he took me down there, and he was just, go ahead, look through my drawers, see if there's anything that interests you. And I was looking at the box Zeldas, but he didn't really want to part with them. He didn't really have quite a grasp of what he wanted to keep or what he wanted to price stuff at or anything. But when we were going through, he's like, oh, there's the Castlevanias. I don't really care for those ones too much. I'll sell them to you. And I was like, oh, how much? And he's like, oh, well, I'll do 25 for the first one and 20 for the other two. And I just kind of said, hey, will you do 60 if I buy all three? And he said, sure thing. So I got really nice condition, complete copies of the first three Castlevania games. And these are really, really nice. Really nice shape. Super happy to get these. Absolute classic games. Maybe not two. That game kind of is crap. But the first and the third one are, classic NES games. When you think NES, you think Castlevania. But these are super nice. I want to enter this trip to Dracula's hometown. It expires in 1991. And I can't do it in Quebec, unfortunately. I don't live there, but oh well. But yeah, super nice copies of Castlevania trilogy on NES. So all three for $60, paying a little bit more than garage sale prices, but I'm happy to pay that for this set here. I gave him my number, and I said, why don't you go ahead, because he was trying to set up his sale outside too. I said, why don't you go ahead and work on your sale outside, text me or call me when you figure out what you want to keep and what you want to, get rid of and what you want to sell it for, and we'll work something out. So hopefully he will get back to me at some point, and we can work out a deal. I might end up spending a decent chunk of change, but I mean, all his boxed NES games were that nice of shape. He must have had them when he was, since probably when he was younger. He said he was talking about his brother or something. I don't know. He said his brother has some games too. Maybe I can get some stuff off his brother. I don't know, but yeah, good deal there. Happy with that. My convention finds were pretty slim. A couple manuals that I needed. And then a couple boxes for 64 games. The first Turok game, I don't remember how much that was. And then for $1, I got XG2, Extreme G2 box. So nothing too spectacular there, but it's always fun to go. If you checked out on Instagram, I kind of did an Instagram story of the line there, and then kind of the show floor a little bit, the best I can. The problem with that is it's at a nice venue, but the way they set the tables up, it's really hard to get up and down the aisles. It's really cramped, but it's in like a soccer complex. It's a really nice venue. So if you're in the area, or even, maybe an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours away, I'd recommend you go next year. The CCAG convention. As for that, on my way home, I stopped at a couple exchanges and got some nice deals. The month of July, they've been doing a buy 3, get the 4th free on if you use their membership card. So I took advantage of that nicely and got some stuff. Some 64 games. I found this game here for $6 in the box. It looks like garbage. Milo's Astro Lanes. This artwork's so bad. Look at this. Look at that. Ugh. Really bad artwork. Box a little crushed. I'll flatten it and it'll be nice. It'll look nice. But yeah, only $6. Didn't have that one, and it's always nice. Always find, if anyone wants, I always check your local game stores for box games, because they're usually, if you want to just get some filler titles like that, they're usually willing to cut some deals because they know no one's going to pay the full price for it. And to do the buy 3, get the 4th free, I grabbed some other games that I did not have that fill in. Micro Machines, Chopper Attack. And this one, which I never see for real cheap. Every time I see this game, it's always like 15 bucks, and I don't know why, because I don't know who would really care about this game. Tom and Jerry Fists of Fury, which they had it only marked as 5 bucks. So I don't know why that game's always so pricey every time I see it. Must be not too easy to come by, but it's weird. Another exchange store I went to had a bunch of Nintendo powers. Everyone knows at this point, finding a bunch of Nintendo powers at an exchange is basically the best way for me to end up spending way too much time in the store and spend up way too much money in the store. But luckily, these are all ones I knew I didn't have, because these are all newer. These are all newer issues, like 2012, 2010 era, 2009, 11. A bunch of stuff that I knew I didn't have. So I got, 17 of them? I ended up getting 4 free because I did the buy 3, get the 4 free. They're all $2 each. Let me try to find a way to lift them up. There's a Chinatown Wars, Grand Theft Auto 1, Resident Evil, Scribblenauts. Still a lot of good ones. I think one of the real close to last issues when it was in here, the Rayman Legends. I believe that was in here. Did I buy 2 of the same one? Oh, there's 2 different Scribblenauts ones. Okay, I was like, crap. Yeah, Rayman Legends, I think this was like second to last or something like that. So I got some good ones. I knew I didn't have them because I don't have any recent ones. Most of mine are N64 GameCube era. But happy to get some Nintendo powers there. $2 each is about what I'm willing to pay. The max I do is 3. My local exchange has a ton of them right now. They're all in nice shape, but they want like $8 each for them, and I don't want to do that. So, last of all, another buy 3 get the 4 free at a different exchange now. Some Dreamcast games. This exchange I go to is the Parma Exchange, Parma Heights, and it always has the best Dreamcast selection. So I always end up getting some good stuff there. So I picked up 4 more to fill the gaps in. Here I got the most expensive one was $15, and it was King of Fighters Dream Match 1999. So that's a good one there. The rest of them, this one was actually mispriced. This one was pretty decently mispriced for only $7. Daytona USA. So that was not bad to get for $7. Toy Story 2 and Iron Aces. So 4 more to add to the collection there. And that's it, I guess. That is all I have for this month, because the month's almost over. This time's pickups. I wasn't able to get out to the garage sales as much as I would have liked. It's been raining a lot lately, and I've just kind of been busy. It seems like every week Thursday doesn't end up working out for me. Friday doesn't have too much, and then Saturday is usually empty. So I haven't been hitting as many garage sales as I want lately, but hopefully I will get back into that soon. I don't see anything happening on Thursday that will not let me get out, so hopefully that'll be fruitful. But I'd like to thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe on here if you're not subscribed already. I recently hit 1,000 subscribers, which I did not address in my last pickup video. Sorry about that, I forgot. But that's really cool. I never would have thought that me sitting behind my camera showing the stuff that I've spent way too much money on would accrue a audience of 1,000 people. So that's really cool. Thank you for that. And let's keep it going. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter, both at Objo Gaming. I'd like to thank you for watching. I will see you next time.